time to start your most magnificent journey within.
Empathic Practice.
Before we start looking at something so further out, the objective here is also to observe how we integrate mind and body. The insight given will allow ourselves to press pause. Just take a deep breath and watch what is happening around us. This is something called mindfulness. Mindfulness can be used to boost our well-being, influencing our motivation just by attention and observation. Once we do it within and allow our thoughts to be free of judgment, we can transcend thought itself. And maybe then it will be easier to look at the external world without judgment, observing and allowing our mind to transcend the meaning of the experiences themselves. So I invite you first to close your eyes, to reduce the stimuli that is around you, so you can focus your attention into more subtle sensations than the sight. And for a few seconds, just let your mind navigate the present moment. Now pause again. Let your attention be focused on your breath for about 10 to 15 seconds. Let everything else leave your mind when you focus in your inhale and exhale. And I know it's challenging. Thoughts will come and go, but every time your awareness is focusing on something else than not your breath, and you realize it, just give yourself permission to return to your breath as your anchor point. Center. Don't worry, I'll let you know when to open your eyes. Just take a deep breath now with intention and focus on your breath. And exhale. Notice the air touching your nostrils. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. Just be present with breath itself. Well done. Let's use this same focus and bring attention to the sounds around you. Sitting with your eyes closed, without trying to identify or create narratives, without judging while you're listening, but just moving your attention, moving your awareness exclusively to the sense of hearing. Maybe even closing this focus with more direction to just one sound, letting all the other sounds slowly to become more subtle, maybe reducing their volume in your mind. Let that one sound resonate over and over again. And it's now more of your mind trying to bring attention away from distractions. Things beyond this moment or in the future, in the past, Just be gentle with yourself and slowly bring your focus back to the exercise. You are training your mind to be present. Take another deep breath, turning that same attention focus from the beginning to now, observing and watching your breath. Inhale, exhale. Again for 10 or 15 seconds, now in silence, with focus and intention. And slowly and gently open your eyes. Look around. Observe the environment and your surroundings. The same way that you did when you're listening, allow your mind to be free of narratives, stories, or judgment. Just contemplate this space where you are. And finally, taking another deep breath, note your state of mind. How everything changes when you pay attention through a different perspective. And now, as you pause this moment, pick a piece of paper and write down about this experience. You can even pause this video and just observe. Identify what comes to your mind after experiencing this pause. This exercise of mindfulness is aiming to reducing the levels of stress, training your focus, and expanding your sensitivity and consciousness about your environment. In a certain way, it is also an exercise of transcendence. In a philosophical sense, allows us to extend our consciousness beyond ourselves, get lost in a sense of the limits between us and the environment, ascending to a level of energy and unity that transposes rational perception. Let's try another exercise. Transcendence is to look and experience the world beyond our basic limitations. It's experiencing our sensitivity and appreciating the beauty beyond a first impression. We can choose the perspective that we use to observe the world around us. It's like changing the lenses of a camera. We can look close and admire every detail, texture, color, and aspect of what is present in front of us. We can awake our senses, preparing our mind for a richer experience of reality. Or we can bring our imagination forward and allow our thoughts through dreams and build in the process that creates this very moment. This type of exercise gives us space to enjoy life in awe, in a way that elevates us and inspires us. It's the type of reflection that allows us to see beauty and meaning even in the most challenging times. These are universal expressions of depth present in human experience. When we take the time to appreciate the nuance of those expressions, then we observe the experience of humans as a whole in admiration and awe. We can connect to the meaning that we find from these observations. So, let's exercise our ability to observe and appreciate the beauty with respect and awe. Grab a piece of paper or notebook and close your eyes. Allow your mind to connect with a moment from this past week in which you have experienced something beautiful that has inspired you, that you can feel in your heart, present in your mind. A moment, an object, a person, a place. Anything that has moved you to a state of contemplation. Take a deep breath. Allow your emotions to rise to surface. Let this moment and this memory be vivid. Let your feelings be present in your memory. Let it be manifested through your body. Let your memory and your feelings express themselves almost as if you are living this moment again. Contemplation, admiration, inspiration, awe. And now, open your eyes. In your paper, write a letter of gratitude to the universe, thanking and detailing your appreciation for this moment that you just experienced. When you spend some time with intention, reflecting and exploring your experiences, you consolidate and you strengthen your knowledge and connection that support, that gives you growth and resilience. The strengths of character are dynamic and sometimes they just oppose themselves. So to understand the context in which they develop, such as this exercise, it helps you to promote your autonomy and regulate the relationships with the resistance that sometimes can avoid development of your well-being. For example, being conscious of what you're grateful for, while beholding your position upon the universe, contributes to establishing the meaning and purpose associated with your satisfaction in life and happiness. So you can expand this as a constant and recurring exercise. Think now about a moment in the last week in which you expressed gratitude. Allow yourself to observe this moment without attachment. Close your eyes if you need. How did you express such gratitude? Notice that when you meditate in reverence, connected to this sense of gratitude, inattentive and engaged to the present, a sense of coherence forms itself. Coherence unfolds. Correlations that you observe in these actions then transcend an expansion from the perspective that embraces the ideas related to your purpose and the purpose of your world. Maybe even a perception of communion with the sacred. Spirituality, in its essence, we can reflect over our own power of sanctifying any object that we put our attention in. The meaning that comes from the connections and correlations, the constructs that transcend the object itself. And the most important part for our well-being and sanity is realizing that those relationships exist, being tangible or not. That's one of the reasons why the strengths of character related with transcendence are so associated with satisfaction in life. They are characteristics that connect us to a meaning bigger than ourselves, that allows us to engage with our own meaning and purpose in life. To transcend is to look beyond ourselves, but at the same time, to connect ourselves with the actions that affect us and affects the world around us. For us to seek and create the meaning and purpose that guides us. It's like watching the moon and understanding its influence on tides. To trace their journey through the ocean, navigating the waves with confidence and direction. This confidence and direction can be seen as the hope that connects us directly with the ideas of a future dream. When we exercise this sense of hope, we strengthen our resilience and provoke the sense of spirituality in action. When you believe in a result, and at the same time we work on it, the chances of a positive experience and outcome are higher. In a way, the human mind converts ideas and expectations in a biochemical reality. Our emotions are related with the production of hormones in neurotransmitter connections, both in a positive and a negative way, affecting even our immunity. What hope represents to each one of us varies with our culture, with other characteristics and dimensions of our life experience. But in common sense, it's an emotion and belief in something that helps us in moments of hardship. Some of us associate hope with faith, others with action. And there are concepts that see hope in categories that are based in cognition or emotion. Hope is then a sense of strength, that moves us forward. An interaction between our expectations and desires, our dreams and expectations, while we exercise hope and engage actively in the creation of our own dreams. So let's exercise this flux using our creativity, a flow of hope. So with that in mind, reflect upon the meaning that you are giving to this moment. Write down, why are you watching this video? What is this experience adding to the direction towards your purpose? Think about what is this meaning of transcendence that you are building, and what do you think about your future? The hopes, dreams, and expectations. Reflect on what makes you feel grateful for those. And what do you see in your future? You can be helped with these new tools that now you have on your hands. Understanding yourself as an active agent in the outcome of your actions, present through the whole process, is an intrinsic part of this sense and function of hope. Your experiences can determine your emotions when the hard times are presented. You build your sense of resilience through the answers and narratives that exist around your notion of hope. I hope this video is helping you to boost and motivate your sense of happiness. The ideal is that with these reflections and exercises, you can amplify your knowledge of strengths of character and their relationships with their daily use. But in the end, what is to transcend if not an experience of living life in a way that is open to the experience of living? A constant search for meaning and purpose that allows us to evolve as beings that, through curiosity and creativity, desire to reach that was beyond. Language evolved as a tool that transcends concrete meanings, creating myths and abstractions. Stories that look into explaining our existence, our emotions, and our feelings transcend emotionality and basic instinct. And we, going around all this as an eternal spiral, we create metaphors for the experience of life. When we recognize our minds beyond matter and time, and we embrace hope, allow ourselves to be involved by inspiration, we find romance in life. We accept the paradox of how small we are and how important is our size. We appreciate the body and soul and the moment that is present. Exercising transcendent living and thought in our daily life allows us to develop and integrate and pertain to a way that elevates our well-being through the experiences themselves. We look at the nature around us our neighbors, our family, our friends in a different way. We look at the people and populations that we don't understand in a different way. We look at the cultures and societies and languages that are unfamiliar with a different way. Our past, our present, and our future transcend themselves as we allow this empathy to be part of the meaning. When we observe the perspective of the universe beyond our point of view, the meaning that we can reach is richer, and our sense of accomplishment and satisfaction is more complete. And even though the world is still happening with so much going on, the potential of finding what you do with all of this from here on, it's yours.